back to the grind where we do this every single day. It's full time
MMA.
It has been reported that Dana White has been in contact with Eddie Hearn. I'm guessing that is Anthony Joshua's manager. He's been in contact with him in regards to a potential fight with Anthony Joshua versus Alistair Overeem, July 2018. And that would be a fucking epic fight. A boxer coming over to actual MMA this time instead of vice versa. But one thing I should say is I think this is the wrong fight to make. I think it should be Anthony Joshua versus Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight title. Stipe Miocic has been calling out Anthony Joshua, been saying he'll go over to boxing. So if Anthony Joshua's willing to come over to MMA, why not put him do the same thing like Floyd versus fucking Conor? Put him in there versus the champion, man. Put him in there versus the GOAT of the division, Stipe Miocic. He's on a tear, man. I would definitely watch. I mean, don't get me wrong. Alistair Overeem versus Anthony Joshua was a fucking amazing fight. It's a great fight, and I believe Anthony Joshua would do better than a lot of MMA fans would give him credit for, because he's going to be going against a striker. Alistair Overeem's not going to be shooting for no takedowns, even though, you know, that's the supposed way to beat boxers, just shoot for a takedown they can't get up. But Alistair Overeem's not going to be shooting for takedowns, but he's more of a kickboxing. He has more of a kickboxing style. It'll be like boxing versus kickboxing. But since they're heavyweights, Anthony Joshua's for sure got a chance to get in there. We've seen Alistair Overeem get touched and go down. Anthony Joshua has a better chance than a lot of people would give him credit for versus Alistair Overeem. So it would be a fucking epic fight, an epic matchup. My thoughts just are, why not Stipe Miocic, who's been calling out Anthony Joshua, heavyweight boxing champion versus UFC heavyweight champion? That seems like more of a super fight for me. I know Stipe would be down. So my thoughts are, why not Stipe? I would like to see Stipe versus Anthony Joshua more personally, but still, either way, it'd be a great fight. I do like that Anthony Joshua's willing to come over to the octagon and, you know, and represent for boxing. That's what we need to see, because I do think that would even things out a little more. Right now, you know, Team MMA, we're a little, you know, riled up against boxing because we feel like, you know, that they don't stand a chance against an MMA fighter, which is actually true. An overall well-rounded MMA fighter with you know, that's got solid wrestling. But somebody with a kickboxing background such as Alistair Overeem, who doesn't rely on the wrestling, who doesn't use the wrestling as much, they would have a tougher time versus a boxer than somebody that's got better wrestling skills. So it would be a great fight. I don't know if Alistair Overeem wants to wait that long. He did say that he after his last fight, he had a month of family time. He just had his third kid, so congratulations to him on that. But I wonder if he wants to wait all the way till July. That's another 8 months away from now. I wonder if he wants to get a fight in before then, because he is the #1 contender right now. He beat Fabricio Verdum in their last outing via decision. It was a little controversial, but the win, and that was a #1 contenders match. The problem is Stipe Miocic has already beat both Fabricio and Alistair, and they're the #1 contenders, so not everybody is eager to see that right away. So we've got Francis Ngannou, who could be fighting Stipe next, Cain Velasquez, who needs to heal up from injury, then he'd be getting a title shot. But I mean, other than that, Alistair Overeem is the #1 contender. So are we going to have the #1 contender out for 8 more months while we wait on Anthony Joshua? While Stipe needs a challenger, why not just make it Anthony Joshua? I think that'd be a big fight. So with that being said, man, Anthony Joshua versus Alistair Overeem, Dana White's talking with, and this was a report. This isn't like a rumor. This was an actual report, and they tagged Dana White as well. So I mean, this is I believe this. I'm pretty sure this isn't fake news. This just seems really legit. So man, I can't wait for it if it does happen. So it is what it is, man. Let the hitters know what the fuck you tap in the comments, dude.